The You Don't Know Me Yet Podcast Network.
Hey, you are tuned in to Two Gems and a Mic with hosts Tinesha the Diva Mahomes and Linda L.D. Dorsey. Just know, if we talking about it, you need to hear about it. Unwind and enjoy.
Hey, Linda.
What's going on, my girl Tinesha?
Nothing much, but I'm excited about our guest that we have today. All right. So, hello, Gems. Basketball royalty graces our presence today on Two Gems and a Mic podcast. A trailblazer, a legend, and an icon in every sense of the word. With a career that reads like a symphony of success notes, our guest needs no introduction, yet deserves the grandest of fanfares. As the first woman to don the iconic red, white, and blue of the Harlem Globetrotters, Lynette danced with the ball in ways that mesmerized audiences worldwide. Her artistry on the court transcended gender barriers, captivating hearts and minds with her electrifying play and infectious charisma. A Naismith Hall of Famer, an Olympic gold medalist in 1984 captain, the Black Legends Professional Hall of Fame, the first Triple Crown winner, the Wade Trophy, the Hunter Bodrick Award, and the NCAA Top 5 Award, and a WNBA All-Star. Welcome to the Two Gems and a Mic podcast, where greatness meets its match in our extraordinary guest, the one and only Lynette Woodard. Welcome to the show.
Hey, you guys are way too kind. Thank you. Thanks
Hey,
for
yo, it's all the truth.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't do that. You did that.
Oh, I didn't do it. I did that. I thought I was just having fun.
You know what? Now that you said it, do you ever just look at all that and say, my goodness? I know you do. You count your blessings.
When I do, I just thank God because, I know where I came from, where I started, with a pair of socks, rolled together, playing on the bedroom door against my brother Daryl. And then, to have all these wonderful things happen to you in your life. It was a seed that was planted that is just, that thing grew like an oak tree.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
And they always say, right? God will move the rock, but you got to push. And you did a lot of pushing.
Well, thank you. I like to say it's all him, but he gave me the desire, the love for the game, and really some wonderful people that supported me along the way. And, I always have to start with my parents because my mom never made me really do chores or anything. I just got to play basketball. But I suffer from that today because I don't cook very well.
You sound a little bit like me.
I know how to survive.
Okay. So you were spoiled. You were spoiled.
I don't know if that was spoiled or she just let me play. I don't know. It's probably a little bit of both.
Okay.
It sounds like you're a microwave master. It sounds like you're a master of the microwave.
I've tuned into a little more baking now because later on I know that microwave gonna do something to us.
Right.
That's
right.
the truth.
We still wait, but we know it's down the road.
Right. You mentioned your brother, so he was key in you playing basketball, correct?
Yes, my brother's a couple of years older than I am. And so, all the games he played, I followed him around. We were closest in age. I have a younger sister, 4 years younger, older sister, 4 years older. And so, it was me and my brother running around most of the time.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right. So fast forward, you now in college. You at the University of Kansas, killing them. Killing them.
Well, I really didn't know if I was going to be, recruited or, out of high school. And, back in the day, all you got was a letter in the mail. And you had to pay your own way to the university that you wanted to visit. Right. So that created a short list for me right there on the spot.
Gotcha.
So I made it to Wichita State. I made it over to KU. I was fortunate enough to be able to play the state tournament on KU's campus. The only thing is, though, I got sick that particular day and wasn't able to view the campus like everyone else when we took the tour. But I still had good feelings about it because we won the state championship there. And it wasn't until later that I got to meet Coach Washington, who coached there for 31 years, Hall of Famer, somebody you definitely got to have on your show at some point. She's our hidden figure, if you will.
Would love to.
And
Yes.
so anyway, I just had great coaching, great encouragement, and all I had to do was go out there and do my thing. And that's what I tried to do each and every game.
Okay. So you talked about coach and then your family and then coach. And I know she, like you say, a hidden figure. What kind of inspiration, even beyond playing for her, did she inspire you?
Well, Coach, she coached at Kansas for 31 years. But the inspiration came because she was one of the, well, it was two blacks that were on the international team that played overseas that represented the United States. It was Coach Washington and Colleen Bowser was her teammate. Ironically, Colleen Bowser's mom was my elementary school teacher.
Wow.
And she would call me in the office at different times and show me pictures of them traveling on the international team. And at that time, it was just a dream for me. I never knew why she showed me those pictures because she didn't really understand that I was playing basketball.
Okay.
It was recess at that time, but I enjoyed sports. But she wanted to show me what her daughter did so that I could begin to dream. And I did. I always watched, well, maybe once or twice a year, that Iowa basketball was big. They played 3-on-3. And every once in a while, when they would have that tournament, I would see the gym just fill to capacity, much like we see today.
Right.
But they were supporting the 3-on-3 high school Iowa women's championship. So all those things were, embedded in my mind. And I always had hope that maybe one day I could continue to play the game, which at that time, there was nothing on the landscape other than just going out in the backyard and just moving in that area.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I
All right, then.
Yeah, that was my grandson trying to FaceTime me, which is bad timing. So you from Kansas, then you said, okay, you had to figure out where to go because the pros weren't there. If you wanted to play, you had to go overseas. How did those opportunities come about?
Yes, I think while I was a junior, I heard talk about a league called the WBL. Started up when I was in my junior year, and I was hoping that it would last so that I could, participate. But by the time I was a senior, the league had collapsed. So the next door that opened, there was talk about players going overseas. And I was asked to go on a tour with 7 or 8 players to go to Italy. We were going to tour, and then if any of the teams liked us, then they would invite us back. And that's exactly what happened. We got over there, we played well. And, there was a team that was interested in me. And that's how I first got a chance to go over and play in Europe.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That is awesome.
You enjoyed that. So you speak a few languages, correct?
Hi. Oh, I thought you wanted to this. That's my Japanese.
Okay.
Oh, that is good.
Look, I know a little Swahili. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay. All right.
I like to make it too.
You said she know a little Swahili.
A little bit.
Just a
So
little bit.
now we moving on and you played over there. You enjoyed that. But then we got this Globetrotters.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, the Globetrotters. I had a cousin who played for the Globetrotters. His name is Hubert Osby, showman. Okay. You may recognize the name.
Yep.
But every time they came through Wichita, of course, my family would go. And then we would get to meet the Globetrotters, get the wristbands, and be able to go down on the floor. And I, that was my team. My brother introduced me to a lot of players, a lot of teams. But once I saw the Globetrotters, they stole my heart. I wanted to be a Globetrotter. I didn't care what anyone.
In your mind, I mean, you wanted to be one, but given the landscape, did you think it was going to ever happen?
I didn't have to dream that far. That's the beautiful part about a dream. You just got to dream it. You don't know when it's going to come, if it's going to come, how it's going to come. It's just your job to just relish in that thought and just doing what you're doing. And that's how I advanced. when you're on the basketball court and you're out there playing, you always pretend to be someone else. You know, you're going to hit that last second shot, recreate that play you saw the week before. And I just always played in my mind the Globetrotters. And if I ever saw someone on the court that did something fancy, I would stop them and ask them to teach me, because I knew in my heart that I was going to put this ream together, all these fantastic ball handling moves. And when I would end my career, I was going to be able to pick up the basketball and be able to let someone know, hey, that I played this game.
Okay.
All right. Oh,
So
yeah.
prior to you going to the Globetrotters, I knew who you were, and then I got a chance in 1985. We're going to date ourselves to see you in Savannah. So I don't know if you can see that.
Oh my God!
Yep, right there.
Savannah,
Yes.
Georgia.
Yep. Yes.
Wow!
We took that.
How do you still have that?
What do you mean?
I'm gonna tell you the story. I held on to that, and I was in the Army at the time. I've traveled. I did 23 years in the Army. Everywhere I went, that picture went with me. And I said, one day I'm gonna get her to sign the picture. I told my roommate, my friends, everybody. I said, one day I'm gonna find Lynette Woodard, and I'm gonna have that picture. I'm gonna be ready. And then you were coaching at Kansas.
Yes.
I sent that picture to the athletic department. You signed it, and it was sent back.
Oh,
And I had it.
Yeah,
my roommate had it mounted and all that. And everybody knows when they come into my office, that's one of my prized possessions.
Well, you know what? We got to up that game. We got to do one together. How about that?
Yes.
And
I'll make that happen.
And now you know why. And now you know why I got to do the introduction, because I was not gonna be able to pull out a picture. She was gonna show that. That's why I was on the intro. Now
I love it, man.
She was one up in me right out the gate. Yeah,
absolutely. I was like, I was so. Yeah, we were just so excited. That's why I said truly a fan, truly have watched your career. Even now, you took a little sidestep because you was in my neck of the woods in Wall Street. How'd that come about?
Yeah, that's what we want to know.
I had been playing in Japan. And in Japan, you have to have a day job as well as, you know, on the basketball court.
Okay.
They didn't let you be lazy around there.
Oh, man.
But I played for this company called Diva Securities, which was a brokerage firm.
Okay.
And my colleagues, if you will, those players I knew that played for the other companies, one of them was Bank of Tokyo. Well, those players worked for Bank of Tokyo during the day, but it was no way for me to understand the Nikkei exchange. The language was just going too fast.
Wow.
So it became an interest of mine, but I just didn't know how to pursue it. And however God would have it, and he's always done this too, put people in my path. I met this lady who came, we had invited district, and we put on a golf tournament to raise money. Well, one of the people that we invited was from Wall Street, and she had a program called From Wall Street to Your Street, and she donated back to anybody that did business with her. So long story short, Pat comes to Kansas City because she keeps her word. She's going to donate back to our program to help our kids. Well, as I talked to her, I understood that she didn't just work at this company, she owned it. It blew me out of the water to see somebody that looked like me, that was on Wall Street. I mean, speaking the language, walking the walk, talking the talk. I wanted to be like her. And so I just leaned over and said to her, wow, can I learn from you? I want to do this, you know? And she just kind of laughed it off. But in the same breath, she took me serious. She said, I tell you what, I'm going to give you my card. I'll call you Monday. If you're still interested, you know, if you're just not talking, then we're going to take some steps. And so Monday, she called me. She told me where to go to get the Series 7 books. She said, if I pass this test, then that was my part. And she would guide me the rest of the way. And it happened like a dream. Next thing I know, it took about a year, but I ended up on Wall Street. I wanted to go to Houston. She was extending into Houston. And then that fell through. And then she said, well, hey, if you're going to learn this, you need to come and do it like we do it. And so I ended up going to New York, working there, loving it. Just, it was like a dream come true. It was when the market was at the all-time high in 95. I mean, it was really crazy. It was
Wow.
things that I just couldn't even believe. I saw so much money. I mean, oh my God, what is this? You know, but
Right.
anyway, learned so many things about investing and helping people, and then 3 years down the road, my first love came and knocked at the door, which was the WNBA, and I just had to go for it because that's the ultimate. I think that's what God put me on earth to do, is play this game of basketball. I played
Yes.
everywhere else in the world, every gym, every country, 6 continents. Haven't been to Antarctica, a little cold over there for me.
Right.
But I wanted that opportunity to play here in the United States with the WNBA, and so I did.
And that was fantastic because I felt like so many people didn't have that opportunity, and you were still in your prime where you could come back and do that and enjoy it, and then also contribute. So it wasn't like just out there because of a name. You were contributing. You were out there balling.
Absolutely.
So that was great. Yeah. That was
great. I was doing it at 39, so I'm like,
hey.
About that number is that I saw a Cuban player, and she was like 5'7", but she was hanging on the rim at 39. I was like, oh yeah, this game can be played if you keep
right.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
That's the person I had in the back of my mind in those latter years.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, just watching that, and then now. So here's the thing. Now, from then until now, I mean, even in college, we got NIL deals, we got all of this stuff. Do you ever feel like, man, I wish, or you just good with what you did as a trailblazer?
Well, I have to be good with what I did because that's what I have. But
right.
God blesses us in other ways, because it wasn't so easy for me. I had to find ways to make it. I've been in hyperbaric medicine. I've been on Wall Street. I've been a coach. I've been an athletic director. I've been a lot of things just trying to survive. But it has opened up my world. I'm well versed in a lot of communities. I believe I can do anything. And so with that, I didn't get the money that I wanted, but I did work on Wall Street, and I learned what to do with my money, and I stretched it pretty far. So I'm grateful for that. But God, He blesses you. The best part, I didn't have the money, but I got friends, and I got friends that love me. And I love them, and maybe they have more than me, and I get access. So I get it all anyway.
Right.
I know that's right.
So what is it that you want to do that you can't do? You can do it. So I'm just happy with that fact, knowing that I have friends, I have access. Yeah, I have a little bit of money. It's so good, but I got my values in life correct, and I rather have a little and have the love of God in my heart than have a lot and lose my soul somewhere down the road.
Absolutely.
No better. You touched on your coaching. What was that experience like for you to be on the other side? Playing.
I tried to be a player's coach, but you got to work hard. But it's just a different breed of kid out here now. A lot of people just think you can just do it without practice. I don't understand that.
No.
Everything I do, I have to practice. I burn up my food. I got to keep practicing. I can't just say, go in the kitchen and act like a chef because I saw something on television.
Right.
That's what
it takes time. It takes focus. It takes asking questions. It takes, just doing it over and over again. And I just didn't find that a lot. I had a couple of players that put in the time and the effort, but I had a lot of players who just wanted to sit back, and they had a system for themselves, and they just wanted, to get the education, which I understood. But, if you came to play basketball, you had an obligation and a responsibility to live up to your part. Right. So anyway, that's always a challenge.
I'm going to jump in here because I got a funny story. So I'm only 5'5", on a good day with some good shoes, about 5'5". So I'm playing up at TJC, Tyler Junior College, and I'm playing basketball. And I get there, and I ended up with the nickname The Flash. And let me tell you why. Because I flashed in the game so fast and flashed back out. They just nicknamed me The Flash. They called me The Flash up in there. I'm telling you. But I can tell you right now, one thing you and I have in common, you can ask anybody on that team. No one worked harder than I did. just to go back and sit on the bench and flash for 1 second to get back
all
out.
right.
But
First of all, let me commend you because you did get in the game.
yes, I did.
All right. And don't
Yeah.
nobody
It might
want
not-
hard. Now, you know, the coach might have been crazy like me and didn't recognize the talent. You know, you never know.
Hey, that's what I'm gonna die on. He did not see the talent because I'm telling you, nobody
Like
works
full
hard.
eyes.
Listen,
I coach.
I
I coach
had that
at the-
team in the best shape of their life.
Yeah.
They was trying to keep up with me because I was determined if anybody messed up, I was getting in the game. I'm telling you.
Right.
Yeah, honey, nobody worked harder than I did.
It's a different, it's definitely a different breed because I coached for 10 years at the high school level, and you have some that I had the opportunity to, I was fortunate enough to watch one of my players that I coached in high school play in the NCAA championship game. This is a kid that would take a shovel and move snow outside. So she go outside. That's dedication, right?
Yeah.
And everybody ain't got to be at that level, but you got to be close to it. And they're not. So you just can't rest on I have athleticism. So that leads me to let's talk about what we got going on now, right? Because I know you're gonna be at the Final Four and all that. First of all, I want to know who's your pick.
South Carolina, Don Staley. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's do it one more time.
Yeah,
that's my pick as well.
No arguments here. Love Dawn. Love what she's doing with that program.
Oh my goodness.
We said it from the beginning. Ain't nobody gonna beat them but themselves.
That's right. That's right. So
yep.
Stay steady. It's hard. I mean, they're undefeated. It's gonna be a lot of pressure on them, but I think they're built for that. And if anybody can do it, she can do it.
Yeah, they're gonna kick off. They're gonna kick off again tonight. So I've been watching another young player. She's out there at USC. I've seen Cheryl Miller back on the scene, and I know these are all people you done had round tables with.
Yeah, Juju Watkins.
Juju.
You don't pull Cheryl back into the stands.
What?
You had to play Juju. I had to go with Juju that night, but I'm back on board with Juju now.
Okay, all right. Had to go off for a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it's some amazing players out there to watch them, and they've been working and working and working. So I mean, I love it. You had something that nobody had for 43 years. Not widely recognized. I was always one that was on social media or whatever when they started talking about whose records were going to be broken, and if your name wasn't mentioned, I was one of the first to say, well, no, where's Lynette? I should have been like that girl that was in the stand, Lynette Woodard. Where's Lynette? And we can fix this. We're talking about the 43 years, right? There was a 43-year gap, and then Iowa, things were ignored. Iowa brought you in. What was that experience like?
Yeah, I had to sit for many years while, as you said, when Jackie Stiles' name was mentioned, Kelsey Mitchell, Kelsey Plum, and just don't mention it all, and I don't fault those players. I'm hoping that the NCAA will step up one day and do the right thing. It's not only about Lynette Woodard, it's about a whole era of players whose history has literally been erased.
Yes.
We must stop the erasure. We must know about these stories, these players. As Caitlin Clark can shoot the lights out of the ball, but there was a young lady by the name of LaTanya Pollard that ran it just as deep. I think it was even as gutsier because it was
right.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's back. Yeah, the men's ball. Yeah. I remember when the men's ball, when they changed from the men's ball to the women's ball, I already could almost palm the male basketball. As soon as they went to that women's basketball, I was palming the ball.
Right.
Lord, if I could only been tall enough to dunk.
Yeah, I know.
If I could only been tall enough to dunk.
And it was a big difference. And you didn't have a 3-point shot. You didn't have a couple of things. Yeah. So
it took some adjusting because you were so used to hooping on them hard courts out there, and then you went to this little small ball. But go ahead, Miss Woodard.
Shot. I mean, you get what I would do. You give Caitlin a 2, she's nowhere near the record.
Right.
That's what people don't understand. But not to take anything away. It's just a different game.
Absolutely.
And it was a different time.
It is.
And that, and there are players out there that need to be recognized. That are
Yes,
not.
ma'am. You mentioned Pollard. Could you repeat that for the people, because you kind of went out right when you were talking
Okay,
about
yes,
that young
there's
lady?
a young lady that went to Long Beach State University. Her name is LaTanya Pollard. She was on the Olympic team with me, I believe, in 1980, if not 84. But I mean, she was lights out from the hash mark
Ooh, ooh,
on a
Lord.
consistent basis. The only other person I saw do that after her was Cheryl Swoops.
Yep.
And that was in the early years. And you can ask Cheryl about this. She wasn't making those U.S. teams, but she was burning everybody that came to the trials.
Yep.
I kept
Right.
looking. I wonder who this skinny kid is. She's real quiet, but I mean, she was lighting it up like it was a firecracker.
Oh, man.
But you have players that their stories and their history that should be told. And if the records were merged, you would see them surface just like you saw me surface
Right.
Gotcha.
in
Absolutely.
this past couple of months.
Yeah, and they merged the records of the coaches, so I'm not sure why they don't merge the records of the players.
Thank you.
Exactly. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense, and it never will.
No. So that was one of the things that we were talking about, and I was talking about a couple of weeks ago when we were online. So and rightfully so, those things should count. Back in the day, whatever you want to call it, those things should count, and it's unfortunate that they don't. And we apologize for the technical difficulties, because Lynette's on the move. There's a lot going on.
Absolutely.
But just to have her on, and you're all getting things from her. She lived this stuff, so I got you back in there. So yeah, it was just like Lynette, we watched what was it? His name is Ben Proudfoot. I like to give him props. He did that whole story on Lucia Harris.
Lucia Harris. Yeah.
Okay.
People didn't know the queen, they call her the queen of basketball, and what she contributed, things like that. Yeah. And the first Olympic team finally getting into the Hall of Fame. I know you're in the Hall of Fame, but them getting in there. And I happen to know, I don't know if you know Gail Marquis. I know Gail.
I know Gail very well.
So I grew up in New York, and Gail went to Queens College. My neighbor went to Queens College. She used to take me everywhere. So I got to play on the court with Gail and Althea Gwynn. And
Althea Gwynn, I loved her. I was so sad of her passing.
Yes.
But we were in Italy together.
Oh, okay.
And so your name, and that's
why ballers.
Yes.
Ballers.
Yes.
Ballers.
Those are the ladies that I got to play with. So like Gail, we're friends on Facebook and all that. We hit back and forth. So when you see those things, that's why I was like, this is gonna be great, because I know some folks,
absolutely,
way before me. Right.
Absolutely.
So I just want to say again, thank you so much for joining us. You got anything going on that we need to talk about? We need to let the folks know
that you want to put out there?
Hey, I want to come back. I am not done.
You
go too fast.
All you got to do is say the word. I know you got some. Vonnie, let me know you got some stuff going on.
But we're gonna bring it back in a uniform way.
Yeah, hey, I'm all for it. I would love to do this. What we're gonna do, and we got somebody, and she knows you, Lavelle, who we work with, Lavelle. She's a writer, but she used to work with Coop, and she met you a few times. Yes. We all gonna get in the same place.
Okay,
all in
you're gonna be at the Final Four, yes?
No, I'm thinking about it though. I might be shooting down there.
Where are you based now?
I'm in New York. It ain't nothing but to get on a plane.
Okay. And what about you, T?
Oh, I'm in San Antonio, Texas.
We can get on a plane too.
It's nothing but an air flight.
Okay. Well, if you're there, I'm still working out a few details too, but I'll be there. But if you're there, please let me know.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And I know we want to close out with some closing words, if she has any closing words.
Absolutely.
But let's see if she popped back in. If it pops back in, there we go. Here we go. So anything you want to say in closing?
Want to let your fans know?
Hello, can you hear me?
Because
Yeah,
yes, we
hear you.
can. Yeah, because I'm gonna need a picture.
Okay, I'm gonna give you my voice because I don't see you.
That's fine.
It's completely okay.
Okay, I just want to thank everybody for their support. Man, it really meant a lot to me. You know, things happen for a reason. I'm just glad that God has let my uh, scoring record resurface, and so that people can understand what's going on out here and help us fight this fight to try to get these records merged and recognized for all the players that played in AIAW, not just for me personally. But thank you for what you do, ladies. Hey, keep up the great work, and I appreciate you having me on.
And we thank you
Absolutely.
so much, and we will be in touch.
Okay, thank you so much. God bless.
Thank you, Lynette.
Take care.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Call anytime.
We'll do.
Okay.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Okay, bye-bye.
Well, all right,
All right,
Linda.
I mean,
you know what we do.
Right.
What do we tell them what we do? Tell them what we say.
We say to everybody, and after that, I mean, I'm grateful, truly grateful. I've been a fan of Lynette's for years, and just truly grateful that she came on the show. So for everybody, you know, until next time, remember to what, Tinesha? What we gonna do?
Be kind and be blessed.
Because
it's free.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to Two Gems and a Mic. Be sure to subscribe and follow. Until next time, remember, be kind, be blessed. Peace.